we've been able to implement this surge testing program. As many of you have heard, Surgeon General Jerome Adams visited the islands. I think he left today, but he really has helped us with this surge testing program. It allows us to test more of our community so we can identify where the virus is and contain it in a much better way. I just want to remind everyone that because we are testing so many more people, we're more than tripling the number of tests that we normally would do in any given day. We will see increases in the number of cases. And so I don't want people to be surprised. We do expect this to happen. We will be conducting more and more tests for the 14-day period. But we think it's so important because it will help us to get a better idea of where the virus is and how best we can contain it. Joining me today is Ed SNIFFEN, Deputy Director of Transportation from the Department of Transportation, who will be organizing and came up with the idea of using the H3 freeway to be the latest surge testing site. I think we all were pleasantly surprised by the number of people in our community that are interested in getting tested. Talking to the Surgeon General, he said he's never seen the kinds of crowds that we've generated here in the islands. And he was excited that so many of you are interested in getting tested. But there are so many people that the sites were inundated. Traffic was a big challenge, and too many people were stuck waiting in line for hours at a time to really be able to maximize the testing available. So I'll start with Ed SNIFFEN and talk about why does it make sense to do mass testing on H3 freeway. Thanks for joining us, Ed.
Not at all, Gov. Thank you very much for having me here. And it's not surprising that we see so many people from Hawaii wanting to come out and get tested. We all know the Lord's Spirit. We want to take care of each other, and providing this surge testing opportunity is huge. For us at the DOT, we want to make sure that we maximize that potential. Given the goals that we're shooting for, that 60,000 tests in the next 14 days, we've seen the mass sites that we have on Hawaii get inundated and overly overrun in a lot of different ways. The mass surge testing sites over the last 2 days, the 5 sites, we've seen the food drives that happened at the Aloha Stadium and how that types of traffic flows into neighboring communities and even onto the highway. So to look at this situation, we tried to step out of the box, stop doing things in the way we did it before to see what would be available. We started looking for a mega site that could contain the testing of the operation and also all the queuing that need to happen on that. So we started looking at our highways, and not just H3. We looked at H2, we looked at Likelike and Pali. Any area we could see that we could get a stretch of road where we could contain all of this activity in without overflowing. The H3 was the best of all. It gives us that 5-mile run up on both sides of the tunnel. It gives us a tunnel that we can use as a testing site. And it also gives us the state offices there as staging areas for all of our testers. So we thought it was a no-brainer to look at this option.
Ed, what about traffic? I've gotten a couple calls about, what's going to happen with traffic once you shut down the H3 freeway.
Really good question. And it's something that we always got to think about anytime we repurpose a facility for something like this. Sadly, during this COVID time, we've already seen the impacts that this epidemic or this pandemic has had on our economy. Up to this point, we're still 25% low, or about 30,000 vehicles low on our Trans-Ko'olau routes, considering H3, Pali, and Likelike. We know that during the time when we first started the stay-at-home order the first time in April, we were about 50,000 low. And we know we're going to expect the traffic to go down towards those levels given the new stay-at-home orders. So given those considerations and those numbers, we know we have enough capacity on Likelike and Pali to take on any of the capacity needs that would go away from using H3.